One thing that's always fascinated me about the world of One Piece is that there are so many giants, yet we don't have that many giants in real life. So this makes me think about one thing. There are huge, towering people everywhere you go, and I always thought that there had to be some evolutionary factor that is promoting these giants to basically be around everywhere. But is it actually part of the One Piece world being physically bigger than our Earth, or is it something else? So make sure you save this for later, repost this for a friend, and of course follow here and everywhere. But bigger Earth wouldn't necessarily mean bigger animals, but there's multiple factors as to why in our past we see so many giant animals like dinosaurs and giant mammals like giant sloths, all in the prehistoric past. One thing we know is that oxygen-rich environments actually help to make insects grow very large, and this was a fact for the prehistoric period, but it only works on insects. For dinosaurs like giant lizards, if there's an abundance of food, they can essentially keep growing depending on how they are. And a prime example of this is how alligators today can essentially live forever, but so long as there's food around, they'll just keep getting bigger. But then that leaves humans and other animals. They don't necessarily have the luxury of having super abundant food that they didn't have to catch. And then their bones are a lot denser than these other creatures that are reptilian-like. So what do you do about that? Now there's a couple different theories, but my favorite is that the bigger they are, the less they actually have to do in order to feed themselves. Because if you look at some of the mammals today that used to be giant in the past, they usually stay in one environment for a majority of their life. Sloths of today only stay in one place near trees. The sloths of the past must have had a very similar diet, except for bigger. So if you combine the fact that a lot of these animals didn't have to go far in order to get a lot of their food, this allows them to grow a lot bigger in their environment. And I kind of think the same for the giants in One Piece. It's a bigger planet, so there's more food for them to eat. So they don't necessarily have to go out of their way to hunt for food. And because there's so many giants in One Piece, it would make sense that the smaller humans would actually choose to become taller over time through evolution.